Hello everybody. In this video I'm going to teach you guys how to use Garmin Nuvi 2360 GPS. Now Garmin Nuvi 2360 GPS is one of the few Garmin GPS that can be used horizontally or vertically like a smartphone, which you can twist this way and function it. It will function vertically or horizontally. For example, if you are headed north, so the map will look much better to have larger area ahead of you than to have it wide where you see right and left but lesser area ahead of you. So now I'm going to teach you how to use this. This particular Garmin Nuvi GPS comes with lifetime maps, but they do make some that do not come with lifetime maps. And I'm also going to explain how to tell the version of your map to see if you need an update or not. Okay, so the first thing we need to know is how to tell the version of your map, and this way you know if you're ready to drive and trust the GPS. Go to Tools, go to Settings, go to My Maps, and that is the version of your map. Currently this is the latest map available to date, but Garmin is releasing new maps every season. Okay, so let's start with Settings. First, I'm going to teach you all the different buttons in Settings, which is in Tools section. In Settings, System, GPS Simulator is for you if you want to use the GPS indoors. You turn the simulator on, or if you're going to a place where, let's say, you're navigating under the tunnel where you have no satellite signals, the GPS simulator will be turned on automatically to estimate your speed, your location based on your speed when you entered the tunnel, and so on. Units is units of measurement, like miles is used for North America, such as Canada and the United States. I believe United States only, because Canada is also kilometers and Mexico is also kilometers. So the unit of measurement, you have to set it up to based on the country where you're living. If you're traveling to Europe, it's very important to set it to kilometers, because if you don't set it to kilometers, the GPS speed limit will be shown, the vehicle speed limit will be shown on the GPS screen and miles, where the road signs next to the autobahns or freeways will be in metric, and that will be really confusing. So it's good to choose the correct type. Okay, so now time format. This is obvious. You could have a 24-hour format or 12-hour format. If you choose the 24-hour format, it will say after 12 it will be 13, 14, and so on. Okay, current time, it's automatic. It will, based on where you are, it will automatically choose the current time based on your GPS coordinates, your location. You don't have to worry about that. And safe mode is good to turn it on if you're a risky driver. If you turn it off, what happens is that the GPS will allow you to operate the GPS even if you're driving. If you turn it on, the GPS will not allow you to operate it if you're driving, for safety reasons. So it's good to turn it on if you're not too confident in your driving. It's good to turn it on. Turn on the safe mode. I have it off because I'm good at driving. Well, at least I think so, and I don't see it necessary to be turned on. Okay, so Garmin Lock is a very important feature. This feature shouldn't be used with irresponsible way, in an irresponsible way, because if you forget your pin lock, your GPS is basically trash. unless you know the security location. The way it works is that you pick a pin, like a 4-digit or 5-digit pin, depending on the model of the GPS. You could pick between 4 numbers or 6 numbers and so on. So basically that's how you choose Garmin Lock. Currently the Garmin Lock is disabled on this GPS, but if you enable it, it will also record your security location. So in case you forget your pin, your security pin, if you have picked that pin while you are at a certain location, the Garmin will automatically detect its present location, and it will unlock itself when you're back in that same place, even though if you don't remember the pin. For example, if you choose the pin in your house, at your house, then and you forget what the pin was, when you come back to your house, it will automatically realize your location and it will unlock. Okay, so let's move on to the next feature. Okay, about will tell you the information about the GPS. You don't have to worry. End user license agreements are basically the fine print of you agreeing to Garmin's licensing terms when you're using the GPS. One thing you guys should remember, that you never own the software on any device. If you buy a laptop or a computer or a GPS, you never ever own the software. You're simply given the license of using that software. So the payment, the money you pay for a device, it doesn't make you the owner of the software. That payment will grant you permission to use it. So that's what that's telling you. Okay, now let's go to the next feature or setting, which is navigation. Now navigation, there are two different settings. One is for automobile, one is for pedestrian. Pedestrian is of course obviously if you're walking, and automobile for different types of vehicles. Now click on new routes and calculation mode. This tells the GPS to calculate in what manner, like fastest time or shortest distance and so on. If you choose fastest time, it will take you from a longer distance but freeways. If you choose shortest distance, then faster time will take you to the freeways but longer distance. Shortest distance will take you through the city streets with multiple traffic lights but much shorter route. So basically this is good if you're running out of time. This is good if you are renting a car and you don't want the mileage to increase. So it's good to use the shortest distance. The mileage will not increase. You will have lower mileage, but you will waste more time and probably more gas because you will be stuck in red lights. And then less fuel will take you through the route, which basically a route which doesn't have too many ups and downs, uphills and downhills, more like flat terrain, so that your vehicle doesn't spend too much on elevation and acceleration and deceleration and whatnot. Okay, so off-road and whatnot, you don't want those to prompt you for going to the off-road. You don't want to go off-roading unless you have a four-wheeler. Okay, so save or cancel, whatever. Now we're going to go to avoidance. Avoidance is very important. Never take avoidance for granted. Avoidance will tell the GPS which routes to avoid. Currently it's set to avoid U-turns. It allows you to go to the highways, allows you to go to the toll roads, allows you to go through high traffic areas, ferries, the little boats that take your car, ferries, and carpool lanes and unpaved roads. All of those are allowed if you uncheck it. If you check it, it will be avoided. So anything that's not checked, is the vehicle can go there. When you check it, that's what the GPS will avoid. So why would you avoid a U-turn if you're driving a semi-truck, an 18-wheeler? You cannot make a U-turn if you're driving an 18-wheeler. So you have to check that. Now, I don't drive an 18-wheeler. I don't know why this was checked. Highways. You cannot be going in highways if you're riding a bicycle, a pedal bicycle, not a motor bicycle, like in motorcycle. So This is something that you need to avoid. Toll roads, you need to avoid if you're driving alone. You don't have a, no, that's carpool lanes, I'm sorry. Toll roads is if you don't have cash on you or credit card to pay for the toll, or if the toll is not worth the shortcut, then you want to avoid that. Traffic is obvious. You don't, if you check it, it will avoid areas of rush hour and high traffic. And carpool lanes, if you're traveling alone, you don't want to go to the carpool lane, so you want to check it to avoid it. If you have multiple people in your vehicle, then you uncheck it. Allow the GPS to take you through carpools. Unpaved roads, if you don't have a four-wheeler or a 4x4 all-terrain vehicle, you want to check it. You cannot take a lowrider or a sports vehicle such as a Corvette to an off-roading trail. So we need to have an SUV to uncheck that, basically. Okay. Traffic trends is something that throughout the year the GPS will calculate the traffic conditions and take you to a route which has the least amount of traffic. This is not so good because it's not live traffic, it's like assumption. So I don't like that too much. And my trends is what you have chosen as far as the traffic is concerned. Okay. Now we go to map details. Map details, normal is not that good. I like more maps to see more streets. If you choose normal, it will show the freeways. And if you choose more map, even if you're on the freeway, it will show the small streets on the side of the freeway. So, you know, it's much better to put it on more. Map view. 3D map is, this is how it, you see the vehicle backlights in like three-dimensional plane. You see the map in a three-dimensional plane. If you put north up, always the vehicle, you don't see the backlights anymore. The vehicle will be going different directions. The vehicle could be going this way, down, or always the map shows the north up. Track up shows the direction of the vehicle that the vehicle is traveling will be on top. So it's not going to be north up top. If you're going south, south will be up top. If you're going east, east will be up top, like that. I like the 3D better, so that's something I recommend. Save. Map theme, the Garmin theme is pretty good, but you can, that's how the map is, the colors. If you go to Belgium, the colors will change. If you go to Denmark, the colors will be like, I don't know, like cream color. I like the original Garmin, but that's like themes, just the layout of the map and whatnot. Okay, map data layout. Standard is pretty good, but if you want more data, then you have more additional information at the bottom of the screen. So standard is good. Okay. Vehicle. You can change the type of vehicle you have. I mean, you could change the vehicles like this by sliding your hands like that. So, you know, that's the default one. So cancel. Trip log shows the routes that you have already traveled on. It shows, it records it, and it shows it places where you have already traveled. Okay. Proximity point is places where the GPS will alert you when you get there, such as red light cameras and whatnot. For example, right now it's enabled, and let's see Garmin safety cameras. So Garmin safety cameras are red light cameras, speed cameras. In America, you don't see very many, but when I was traveling in Germany, they're everywhere. So you have to be very careful. Germany, they do have unlimited speed or on the freeways, but it's for very short distances. And then as soon as you get to, like, let's say 200 kilometers per hour, the speed is again limited. So you barely have enough time to experience the full speed the vehicle can go. All right. All right, so let's go back. Pedestrian, you know, same thing. Well, would you like to walk, limit of walking to 1 mile? You could set it to take you to distances no more than a mile. Public transit enabled takes you to places such as bus stops, train stations. Trip log, same thing. It shows if you're going in circles. This is good to have trip logs enabled if you're going walking, because it will tell you if you're going in circles. And map view, track up, or 3D, whatever. You could choose even that. You could put north up, or track up. It doesn't have the option of 3D. Okay. So that was the navigation. Now we come to display. Display is daytime means this is how the GPS looks like. If you go to nighttime, everything turns dark. Some people like this better, but I like the daytime. You know, everything is bright and nice. But daytime, if you put it on automatic, I think it's better for most users, because at night, if you have this mounted on your windshield, it will be too bright and it will kind of bother you. So if you put it in nighttime display, the display becomes much dimmer and darker, which much safer and less distracting to drive. Okay, brightness is currently at 90%. Now this is voice detection. You could change the brightness yourself with your voice. You don't have to touch the screen, but if you were to touch, this is how you do it. But I'm going to show you how to do it with your voice. Screenshot, you can take pictures of the screen if you want to, but this is disabled. But if you enable it, then you have a little button, like a camera button, to take pictures of the area where you are at. Okay, so language, simple. This is voice language. This is the language that the GPS will talk to you. This is the text language. The name of the streets and everything will be displayed in that language. This is the keyboard language, the keyboard with which you type the addresses. It's currently all in American English. If you're traveling, let's say, to a country where the alphabet is different and they don't have English street names, you have to change the keyboard to that language in order to punch in the address. For example, if you are traveling in Russia, you have to have Russian keyboard to travel there. Or in Germany, you have to have German keyboard. In France, same thing, you know, depending on the country you're traveling to. Okay, keyboard, you know that this, of course, you know, QWERTY is normal standard keyboard, like the keyboard we have on our computers. And then you could change it to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, which is the ABCD keyboard. I like this one better because you know where each letter is. Okay, My Maps shows which maps you have, like we have that one. You can enable or disable a map. For example, if I have European maps and North American maps and I don't want it the GPS to load both of them, I can uncheck a map and disable that and check it to enable it. Bluetooth is if you want to add a phone. Currently it's not, no phone has been added. Okay, so those are the settings. Now this is the voice command. Watch how good it works. Leave the GPS and just talk voice command.
Speak a command.
Volume.
Volume is at 70%.
80.
Volume is at 80%.
90.
Volume is at 90%.
80.
Volume is at 80%.
Exit. Voice command.
Speak a command.
Brightness.
Brightness is at 90%.
100.
Brightness is at 100%.
80.
Brightness is at 80%.
90.
Brightness is at 90%.
Exit. Voice command.
Speak a command.
Find by name.
Speak the name of a popular place.
San Diego.
Did you say San Diego?
2.
Searching for San Diego.
Back.
Did you say San Diego?
2.
Searching for San Diego.
So this is going to take a while to search for the particular option that you have chosen, in which case I have chosen San Diego. And now if I wanted to go back and change my mind, all I have to do is pronounce BACK up loud, and this will go back. And if I
Did you say San Diego?
see, when I said back, it went back. So it's very kind of annoying because sometimes when you talk, it will be activated. Back,
Speak the name of a popular place.
back. Starbucks,
Searching for Starbucks.
so you could do all of these things without actually
Select
touching.
a line number.
So these are the Starbucks closer to me, which I can choose. So let's say I want to go to the one at 250 East Travelers Trail. I will choose 1.
Would you like to begin navigation?
No.
Select a line number.
Exit. Exit. Okay, so that's how the voice command works, and if you want,
Speak a command.
okay, so because I said voice command, this came again, so anyways. Oh, see how this doesn't work? Because I'm so glad this is not working because the calibration is off. I'm going to teach you how to fix the calibration. See, exit is not working. Okay, where to, address, spell city. See, now I'm pressing B and something else is pressed. N is pressed. I'm pressing B, N is pressed. Why is that? Because it's off of calibration. How do you fix it? I'll teach you guys how. Turn it off. Completely off. I mean, completely off. Press and hold it down so it's really off. Okay, now hold your finger here and turn it back on. You hold your finger in the upper left corner. Make sure your finger is in the upper left corner. Don't let go of it. Just keep it there. Okay, this is our calibration screen. Touch the dot with a pointy object. Something is wrong with the screen because it should. Oh, there you go. Okay, so the calibration is completed. Now let's boot up the system. Where to, address, and see if everything corresponds. Yeah, everything corresponds to whatever they are. Okay, so if now how to use it. When you're gonna go to punch in an address, you click where to and punch in the city, a different country you can change and whatnot. Simple, very simple. If you want to go home, you click that. If you want to go points of interest, you click here and then punch in the name of the place you want to go to. If you don't see him here, then you could search it by spelling the name. And recently found places where you've been, favorite places, parking garages, intersections is very good in places, in countries. This comes in handy in those countries where addressing is not very common. Some homes are not even addressed. Then what you do is you go to the cross street closest to the person's house or the point of interest you want to go to, and then walk to there or drive to there from the point of interest or from the intersection. Cities, extras are special additional items you can buy from Garmin, and then cities you can choose. Trip planner, you could choose point A, B, C, and D if you're going to multiple places. Browse map is just to look at the map, and coordinates is very good for places where they have absolutely no addressing. You could just punch in the longitude and latitude, and you could if you want to go north, south, east, and west. Let's say if the address is east and this is only north and west, then you click on north and choose south or north, and if you click on west, you choose east or west, and then punch in the longitude and latitude, which is pretty simple. So yeah, these are the basic information you need to know about Garmin Nuvi 2360 GPS. I hope this video was helpful for you, so you can take full advantage of your Garmin GPS. Thank you for watching.